So, good evening. Once again, we are here to practice meditation. So, finding your comfortable position, leaving all your responsibilities aside, and just being here and now, both body and the mind. Aware of your sitting body, and you may take a few long breaths and release, just to be connected here and now in the present moment. So practice of a meditation is training the mind. And training the mind requires a dedication, determination, and continuation. Continuation is important. And if we really want to get the benefit from the meditation, we have to practice at least of 5 precepts. Although we may not be able to all of the 5 precepts, at least being conscious and ability to remember how many precepts you can practice. And that will be the first foundation that helps to grow. And the practice of a meditation is not just sitting in one corner, close the door, and disconnecting from the whole society. Although we may start off with finding the comfortable, quiet place, but as we develop, we have to apply the meditation in day-to-day life. So we have to learn not just the quietening of our mind, but also ability to be mindful of every movement. As the Buddha said, the mind is the forerunner, he is the chief. And under the control of this mind, whoever does good or bad actions, it will follow us. If we do good things, it makes us lighter, and if we do bad, unwholesome, then heavier, like the ox carrying the cart. So, in a practice, we can practice whatever we are doing. So tonight, I would like to show you and being mindful of the hand move. So movement of the hands. So aware of the hand moving and being mindful of the each stops, and each stop you're aware of that. Okay? So before we're doing this hand moving practice, let's practice the breathing meditation for a few moments. So simply sitting comfortably and bring your attention to your breath, aware of the breath. So incoming breath and outgoing breath. And relax. And gently you move your hand from the meditative state, stays your hand, gently lifting your hand and placing it on your knee and covering one at a time, not both, one at a time. And then bring your attention to your left hand, slowly rising, and place it on your knee. Knee is covered. And relax. Aware of your both hands placed on the knee. And this time, although we are starting off with the closed eyes, later you can open your eyes too. So, the first, put your attention on the right hand, and as your attention is on your right hand, on your knee, simply slowly turning, so it's opening your hand and then placing. Right? You can see my illustration. So like this, you're slowly opening. This is 1. Okay, and then you're raising up here. This is 2. And then you bring it to your chest. 3. And keep your right hand on your chest. And put your attention to the left hand, which is on the knee, placing, feeling the sensations there, and then opening it. Slowly open. This is 4. And then raising it. 5. And then come to the chest, touching the right hand. 6. And as you are putting your hands on your chest and both hands are touching, imagine that you are having the lotus flower bud just coming out from the surface of the water and just waiting for the sunlight to come and blossom. So in that state. So the bud, lotus bud. So this is 6. And then put your attention to the right hand, disengaged, coming out along with the shoulder. And this is 7. And then place it on your knee, right knee. 8. And then closing. 9. And bring your attention to the left hand and moving. 10. Placing on your knee and then closing. So the 12. So 12 moves. Okay? And now you can practice for 5 times. You may count at the start 5 times, and then after that you're not counting but simply aware of the movement and mindful as you move. So you can start as you move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, 1, right hand, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now on, you're not counting the stops, but simply aware as you move. But remember the sequence. Okay? You can start practicing on your own for 5 times. And relax. And bring your attention to your left hand. Open. Raise halfway through. Or bring it to your belly. And place it. Bring your attention to the right hand. Open. Raise halfway through. And bring it to your belly. And then place it on top of the left hand. And relax. And as your body relaxes, aware of the breath, in-breath and out-breath as it is. When it is coming in breath, inhaling, consciously aware that I am inhaling. When breathing out, consciously aware that I am breathing out. So breathing in, I am aware. Breathing out, I am aware. And bring that attention to the rising, falling of the abdomen. There is simply aware of a rising and falling of a phenomena. When it is rising, aware of rising. There is no I, my rising. Simply rising, the phenomena, natural process, rising, and when it falls, falling. So making a mental note, rising, falling. So this is the developing of our awareness in the movement and aware of as it takes place, when it is taking place. The mind is there to be aware of it. Feeling from inside and consciously making a note of it. Sometimes there may not be a rising and falling, simply other sensations are there. Maybe heat, maybe feeling of a fluidity or stiffness. Whatever is taking place, simply aware of that and making a mental note. And if you can't name it, simply perceiving it. So this is the part of the sampajanya practice in the bodily contemplation. Yatha yathanang panihitam tatha tathanang pajanati, says the Buddha. Whichever state of the body is, simply aware of it, fully comprehending in its existence. Continue practicing for a few minutes, and then we will practice the loving kindness meditation. So diligently practicing. we will practice loving kindness meditation, so relax yourself. And bring your attention to be aware of the entire body. And bring that attention to your hands, aware of sensations in your hands. And to your heart, feeling the beating heart. Physically smiling will connect you, so smile and feel the connection with your heart. And as you feel the connection with your heart, sharing loving kindness and compassion to yourself from bottom of your heart. I am well, I am happy, I am free from suffering. May I be free from troubles of body and mind. And similarly, you may bring into your mind whoever you would like to share for the first time. May you be happy, may you be at peace, may you be well, may you be free from suffering. And bring into the mind whatever being they are there, sentient beings are there, visible and invisible beings in this room, in this city, in this country, on earth. May all beings be happy. May all beings be well. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be free from troubles of body and mind. May they be able to maintain their happiness. May they be liberated, liberated, liberated. So bring your attention to the hands, aware of sensations in your hands. And to your body. Into your eyes. And as you hear the gong coming out from meditation, and reflect for a few moments. Let's pay respect to the Buddha. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagavan Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Sawakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Subhadipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sankho Sanghang Namami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Anyone has got anything to ask? Okay, so it seems like no one has got the question to ask or anything to share your experiences. I wonder it is because you do not know what to ask, or because you haven't practiced and you don't have experience of it. Okay, will you show more body movement meditation on other nights? Okay, so I can do that. And tonight I did this 12 movements, and that's basically I cut down from paying respect part. So which normally paying respect, 3 bow takes about 10 to 15 minutes bowing, and I thought this movement, hand moving, can be applied to develop our awareness, and particularly ability to be mindful in with that practice we can apply in other mindfulness practices in day-to-day life. So that's why I adopted this technique from the 3 prostrations, as we do when we are on a retreats, which is it's a halfway practice, but it's beneficial for the development of our awareness. So that's why it is the 12 moves. I have introduced this in many places, and from my experience I can assure that those who have practiced it, they have got a benefit from this practice a lot. Particularly I remember a story from Inverurie, in Inverurie, when we were having a class at the library every week. One of the gentlemen had a terrible chronic back pain, unable to concentrate on breath or any other meditation techniques. So I introduced this technique to him, and with this he was able to deal with his pain, back pain, and in later 2-3 weeks later, when he reported his progress, he said that every time when he was unable to deal or painful pain began, and he normally practiced this hand moving practice that I taught him, and with that he expressed that it helped him to ease the back pain. So that's simply disconnecting from the chronic pain and intentionally diverting attention to the hand moving. So this is one of the benefits. And another story that I was told by a lady, she had a lot of stress, and when I introduced this, she went on practicing this at home, and she mentioned that every time when she had a stress and not knowing what to do, and that time she remembered this hand moving technique, and she practiced that, which helped her to calm and back to normal in a present moment awareness. So that's why this hand moving is quite helpful in order to bring our mind back to the moment, and as well as diverting our attentions from what is really hurting or really causing some pains. So if you can practice, then you can go and practice with it too. Quite often I do practice myself as well. When I'm too busy in my mind, I just sit down and do that hand moving practice as well. So next, also perhaps say more of how should we best mix meditation practices. There is no mixed meditation practices. All is to be aware of what's happening at that moment. But when we began our practice, in order to understand the true nature, or at least of understanding the nature of the object, nature of the sensations, and how mind works. We have to work with at least of one object for a significant number until you really understood that technique. And once you have understood that technique, and after that you can try and learn other techniques. And as you develop understanding, what happens is you will be able to apply, doesn't matter which technique. So, but the important is in one time just use one technique or one method to begin with. But after you have learned, you have understood, and then you can use any techniques. In my observation and my experience, in the past I used to stick with only one, hoping to give as much as knowledge and insight into that one technique. But this slow practice, and also slow in terms of teachings, because we have a Western mind that need constant new things adding up, and as a result, and gradually I developed and taught different techniques despite of their progress, or the practitioner's progress in even one technique for some times. So in hindsight, in a good side, practitioner or listeners, they will get plenty of knowledge on different techniques, but on the downside or a negative side, they will not know exactly what they are doing. So now I am just adopting the new way of teaching to entertain, in a way, entertaining a newcomers or a new interested in meditation, but I don't know how far they will properly understand, or I don't know how far they are diligently practicing. So, and again, since they are not sharing of their experiences, then again it's very difficult to measure or understand how much they have developed in meditation. So in the meditation, as I often recall, that sharing is very important in the practice, and only then we can understand the path, and as well as the teachers and the masters will be able to guide you through. So, and overall, the important part is the practice and understanding the true practice, what it is. So I was fighting with myself for some time to introduce different techniques, but now I'm getting used to and trying to introduce different techniques, just to kind of marketing. Sadly, I have to do that. Okay. So I think this is the end for tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow at 7:30 for the meditation, and talk at 6:30. And on the 6th we will have the Vesak celebration. You're most welcome to join online, and if you're not coming online, or haven't got any chance to speak or get involved in the temples, then you can use the Google or internet to find the 5 precepts, and at least take a refuge on Buddha Dhamma Sangha and practice of the 5 precepts, being mindful of all those 5 precepts at least of the day, and practicing meditation. So with this, so I end for tonight. May you be happy, peaceful, successful, and keep practicing. Stay safe and take care. Good night. May the Buddha bless you.